We can connect Snowflake via multiple methods, Python, JDBC driver, ODBC driver. But Snowflake is providing a secure method to connect through the API functionalities. So Snowflake is supporting the REST API. So there are the two functionalities from which we can use the Snowflake API. One is OAuth system and one is the JWT token. Both are the secure system which we can use to connect through the any external website or any external applications which are supporting API integrations, REST API integration. That is more important. So in this one, first we need to configure our security integrations, and then we need to define our Postman on any external tools to enable the REST API. So first we will create our database and schema. Most important thing is that our security integration should be created through the either security admin or account admin. So anyone from any one role we should create this one. So in this one, this is type Oauth, as we are using for external custom applications like Postman or any other Java or Python. So we should use the custom Oauth, means Oauth client should be custom. A client type we should keep the confidentials, okay, because it will enable the peer-to-peer secure communications. Then we need to give the redirect to URL, means this is the URL, okay, which we should use for the target applications from which we will call the API. This is one more secure part from which we can restrict that, okay, API can be called from any specific API applications only. So here means we are using currently Postman browser version, so we use that URL. Either we can use the localhost or whatever the server from which you will trigger the call for the API, you can give that URL. And refresh token, if we want to refresh token automatically, we can make it true. And this is the token validated into the seconds. You can keep this. So after creating security integrations, first thing we need to check, we need to describe it and verify that our client ID, endpoint, and token, authorization endpoint and token endpoint all are enabled. Then we have to open. Okay. So first we need to provide all the access to our sysadmin, okay, because we will connect. Yes, we can connect from any user, so that particular we need to provide all the access to the integration to that particular user. So that access we need to provide. Then we should copy our URL. So we need to copy URL, and then we need to append the API / statements after this. Okay. Need to change type of API to the post. Then we need to go to authorization. In this, we have to select OAuth 2.0. Okay, so we have to generate the token. So we can give any name, like by default is token. So we can give anything like demo token. This URL which we have used into our security integration, because it will call from the Postman web browser. Okay, then we should copy our authorization endpoint. Then access token URL. Other two things we require, the client ID and client secret. So for that we should use the another command, system show auth client secret, and then need to give our security integration name. So in this one is the client ID. And in these two we should use the client secret, not the client secret 2. Then first we need to verify the connection. So click on the get new access token. So it will ask for the validation for the Snowflake credentials. Okay. So this is the restrictions of the Snowflake API, that whatever the default role for the users, it can connect through that only. We cannot change the role while triggering the queries. So whatever the default role assigned to the user, like for my user, it's defined as a sysadmin by default role. So it will connect through that. It's verify. Okay, it's collecting the token. Okay, after that you can click on the proceed. After that, this token is generated from Oauth token. It's generated, so we need to click on the use token. First token is generated. Now we need to configure the body part. Okay. So in this, we need to select the row. Okay. In that, our response we will send into the JSON format. So we need to select that. Snowflake is supporting that format only. Okay. So we need to do that. Okay. In this, these components are important. First is your statement. So this is your SQL statement which you want to trigger. Okay, it can be DDL, DML, or select statement, whatever you want you can trigger. Then you need to choose the timeout second, so it will be in the milliseconds. So 60 milliseconds are there. Results and metadata in which you want the output. It can be JSON, XML. Okay. Then on which database you want to trigger the query, schema name, and warehouse which you want to use. Role you cannot define because by default whatever the users we have used for the Oauth token, okay, one role it will use. We cannot change the role during execution. Then click on the send. It's sending the request and getting the result. So see, this is our header for the result. Okay, it's showing the type because we took the varchar and not defined anything. So it's take the maximum, type is text. And there's the values. So let current values, it's written. Then this is the statement URL. Okay, so whatever it's sent. Okay, so this ID is generated for that. So this is the request ID. Okay, you can say that this is query ID also. This is the statement handle ID. So these all details are there. Whenever it's created, it's taking the time. It's showing the some defined because it's numeric values. So few things are important which we need to keep in mind, that this URL, if you are not giving the proper URL from which you are going to call the API, it will not work. It will not allow any other address which you define into this URL. You can give the multiple URL in array also. Then refresh token validity, so keep it based on your requirement. Okay, otherwise after expiry you need to regenerate that. Third thing is that when you are creating your security integration with account admin or security admin role, if any other roles, if you want to use these integrations, give the proper access to that particular role or user. Otherwise it will not be accessible from any other user except security admin or account admin. So keep in mind. Plus third thing is that whenever you are generating this token, okay, it will be valid for the 24 hours. After 24 hours you need to generate the token every time. Authorization token, you need to generate this token every 24 hours. After validation of this token, you will be able to access. Thank you very much for watching. You can ask questions into the comments and I'm very happy to answer.